Ki khubor ka Batesi TV ka umdi basnyam bat penjaslian Rupa Premium Meghalaya Kabul ka machine ka balas snacker pang ka bakham scam kham step kham klan bat baduna bam umpnyang phone hagini ki number khandai hinyo saw not lai san lani khandai hinriu iwei san prasaw hinyo san hinyo
UMLA ko Voice of the People Party na mulai constituency ba Bright Starwell Marbanyang luan ra ya kamat nekren yendor bar thawan ke jilla halo ki Jingkren Menteri Sarkar ba Kyrmen Shylla shikilar pathai kubor da ka baong ba ai bagi pat ba ka jantia kin rai halo ki Lynti na tuklar ki banabar ki MLA ka VPP bikin thop yu nong wan ra ya ka nikamat ba Bright Starwell Marbanyang UMLA ka nong krem ba aden mela besaya mat baru UMLA ka not Shillong ba Edelbert nongrum la Pynrem ya ka Jingkren chung ba Kyrmen Shylla ka baong ki banabar wa tuklar uba Bright ula bu jingkli da ka baong bamut ayu ha baong ki banabar ba Edelbert par ulaong balada dai mau ha ka jakau ba Kyrmen unjupan ma bet pala bakla tangkat ta ka Jingkren kalakun uba aden ulaong ba ka Jingkren ka long kumba bet ya usimba juga jingep hedat binriu namar ba barok ki khasi jain tiaru ki dehi ki khasi ki MLA ka United Democratic Party bikin thop uba renek ton lingdo tongkhar uba lakmen rumboy uba du jor ki sungo klayeng men Kyrshan ke Jingkren jung ba Kyrmen Shylla ba ki laong ba ka dege jing shisha ba ka shong hakara jung ki pat ba laki kwa ni em ki Lynti namar ba hakri sinchar pat ba ka shong haki pat ba laki kwa ni em ba ka shong hakamon jung ki laki kwa ki dania ka hok ban yo ba laki kim kwaru ka shong haki Kerba gaji keren hapedeng jongki kedang yad, unoi lam keliang persya, u Dr. Mukul Sangma, ula syimnya kebentah hapedeng men keren, ba om day benondra gajing sengo kebela ban lam, syuk gajing apat yapra, namar ba khamtam haga di gajuk syai kebementa. Ula ong bu keren ya kini namar ba hagini gisngi kimi iru gajing keren gibekin tho, ya kanu keseng sain perthai, kum keseng garu, ni keseng nak hasi berkum ta ter. Kamadin Menteri rang ba ka Jillau Konrad ke Sangma ulayang menjubab da ka baong ba usngo tho ba ka Jingkren halok Lynti kam dei tang na ka benta ka Lynti hande ka Jingkren ka dei namar ka jing shapti ngi jingwan rong kerthep ki breuk menabar ba dia kini uloong ba pendang kren yang selok ba ba kino shoshnong ka Jilla khna ba ke eke ka rai benshim kan longkat kum ka jinghun ki pat ba babon balang
Sri Bright Starwell Marbanyang MLA to raise a short duration discussion under Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business to the news item published in U Nongsai Hima, dated 26 February 2025, under the caption, Aiba ki pet ka jantia kin rai halor ka Lynti rel nai tuklar khaiba nahar Kyrmen Shylla. Bright Starwell Marbanyang MLA, please. Initiate the discussion.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, sir, for giving me the opportunity to raise a short duration discussion on the Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business, the news items published in Unong San Hima, dated 26 February 2025, under the caption, Aba kipat kajaintia rai halor kalintirel nai tuklar Kibanabar Kyrmen Shylla, or that the people of Jaintia decides on railway line, outsiders don't interfere. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to raise these pertinent issues before the House with regards to the statement made by the Minister concerned, which I feel that the statement given by the Minister is inappropriate, especially as a Minister. I take strong exception to 3 points through this statement made by him. One is with regard to the issue of railway line, and number 2 is with regard to outsiders, and number 3 where the Minister said that don't interfere. And before I start, I would like to make it very clear that as a party, the voice of the People Party, we are not against development, nor we are against railway connection. Especially, we understand the need to have goods train, especially in this part of the country, though we are not much in favor of passenger train. But nonetheless, though we are in favor of railway connection in the state, but this can only happen if there is proper mechanism check, or proper mechanism should be in place so as to see that there is no influx in the state. Presently, though without railway connection, we are seeing that the influx of illegal immigrants is on the rise in our state, and with the coming of a railway line, this will only compound the problem that is there in our state. So I would like to make it very clear that we are not against railway connection, but provided that proper mechanism is in place so as to see to it and to check the influx of illegal immigrants within our state. Like for example, people do raise this issue that almost all states in India have been connected by train, and even the state of Meghalaya in the Garo Hills, certain portion has been connected by railway lines. But as far as the Khasi Hills and Jaiti Hills is concerned, the people are still skeptical as far as the railway connection is concerned. And we still stand by it that until and unless there is proper mechanism, like for example in the other tribal states in northeastern part of India, like for example in Mizoram, Nagaland, they do have certain mechanism to check the influx, especially of illegal immigrants by way of inner line permit. And I do request the government that before we think of implementing or bringing railway connection in our state, we should first bring the inner line permit within our state. And I would also like to take a strong exception to the statement made by the minister, where he said that outsiders don't interfere. I don't know what does he mean by the word outsider, whereas I am concerned. I always use this phrase, Kendriam upnar, ubhoy uwar, maram lingam, udi upat khasi bayar. This means that as a Khasi, we are one community, united, and through the statement made by the Honorable Minister, I find that he was trying to bring what is known as divisive politics among the Khasis, which I strongly condemn the statement made by the Honorable Minister. Yes, before we talk about development, let me remind this August House, especially in today's world, when we talk about development, it is often talk in terms of sustainable development, where when we talk about sustainable development, it is an approach to growth and human development that aims to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This is with regards to sustainable development. And in the same way, I would like to state that, yes, as a state and as a community, we do need development, but not at the expense of our existence and the identity of our community. And without proper mechanism, it might lead to the change of demography in our state. And before I would like to wind up, I would like to state that yes, we do need inflow of tourism, inflow of goods and services in our state, but We don't need influx, especially of illegal immigrants. So with these few words, I would like to resume my seat. Thank you.
To raise a short duration discussion under Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business to the news item published in Unong Sanhima, dated 26 February 2025, under the caption, I bakipat kajantia kinrai, halor kalentirel, nai tuklar kibanabar, Kyrmen Shylla. Sir, I want to appreciate the seriousness taken by Honorable Member from Molai to bring this in the form of short duration discussion and to allow everybody, every member of this House to participate. Sir, I want to participate here and to see things positively. Because if we see things negatively, we will see every time, everything, we will see bad thing. For example, sir, if we see a glass of water half empty, we will see always negative thing that we see a glass of water half empty. But if we see with positive eyes, we will see a glass of water filled. But if we see with negative eyes, we will see a glass of water empty. So that's why, sir, in this statement also, only the person who speaks, he knows better about what is there inside. But while participation here, I will try to participate and to see this statement positively. Sir, number one, we never know the intention of Honorable Minister when he say, Nai tuklar kibanabar, means don't interfere people from outside. So we never know who is this outside that he mean. Whether he mean people outside Jaintia Hills or he mean people from outside the state. That we never know. Maybe his intention is don't interfere because people from outside the state, they don't know, they understand. What is his intention, he know the best, sir. But since I don't know, I thought that maybe his intention is that people from outside the state should not interfere, should not intervene on the peoples here in Meghalaya. Sir, another thing, I want to subscribe and to agree with what President of Voice of the People, Mr. Aden Miller Basayumuch, he had spoken on that day, that we should not undermine the voice of the people, and which I subscribe and I agree 100% to his statement, that we cannot undermine the voice of the people, and maybe his intention, sir, is that we should allow the voice of the people to be raised. We should listen the voice of the people. Whether the voice of the people say they need railway, or the voice of the people say that we don't need railway, I think the intention of the minister is that to hear the voice of the people to be raised. So what is wrong, sir, if we want to hear or to allow the voice of the people to be raised? We are here in the country where we believe in the democracy, where each and everybody has the right to say, has the right to raise their voice,
Member,
to say
stick
for
to
what,
the point.
for what people wants to say. That's why, sir, maybe the intention is that we are very serious to listen the voice of the people, to raise whatever people wants to say. We are happy to see that some NGOs, some organizations has already raised their voice and they are against railway. We cannot deny the fact, sir. We have seen some NGOs from Khasi Hills, from here, they have raised their voice. And many, many people also have raised their voice that they are against railway in the state of Meghalaya. And yes, sir, we are going to hear also people from Jaintia Hill. I think there is nothing wrong to hear also from the people of Jaintia Hill, whether NGO from there, whether political party from there, whether, and not only from Jaintia Hill, even the people of the state of Meghalaya, those who have not raised, everybody has the right to say and to raise the voice. And yes, I'm very happy also to subscribe with the government. Honorable Chief Minister, he has already stated that this government is people's government. That's why this government will not do anything against the people. This government will not do anything against the people. And I think there is nothing wrong also to listen to the voice of the people And what the people say, what the people want, this government will do according to the aspiration of the people. I'm very happy to hear the statement from the Chief Minister that this government will not do anything which is against the voice of the people, which is against the will of the people. So therefore, looking from the positive point, I don't think we should take so serious on the statement raised or brought by Honorable Minister. And I must say that this is at his personal level. He is not speaking as a minister. I don't want to take this statement as a statement of the minister. Let us take this statement as a statement of Kyrmen Shylla, not as a minister. And also, sir, we should not take also that this statement is a statement from a political leader. He is speaking on his own, without consultation with anybody, without consultation with the party leaders, without discussion with the Kyrmen. But he is speaking at his personal level. That's why, sir, I want to request this Akos House that we should not take this as a statement officially given by a minister or by a party leader to the party whom he belongs. Sir, with this few submission, I want to resume my seat. Thank you.
Thank you. May I request Lakman Rambui to take the floor, please?
Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, sir, I also would like to take part in this short duration discussion brought forward by Bryce Tarwell Barbanian. Sir, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I totally subscribe to the point raised by Honourable Member from Makrod Barinton Thongkar, and I totally object to the mover of this short duration discussion, where he subscribed that 9 o'clock in other context. This is a very wrong, sir. We should take it positively. The people have the right to decide. We have seen that since long time back, more than 20 years, the railway in Ribhoy, which was supposed to connect Birihat, since the people of that side they object, so that does not materialize. And it's for the people and the people of Garo Hills, because the Mendipathar, the people of Garo Hills, they like the railway to come, so the railway to Mendipathar has become operationalized. Even yesterday, sir, we have seen the MLA from Garo Hills. They request the government, if possible, to extend the railway in Garo Hills because it is beneficial to them. So we from the Giant Hills region, we also will like to hear the voice of the people, what the people subscribe to. If the people really want that the railway should be there, we should allow. We are living in democracy where every people, every individual have the right to speak their mind, have the right to do whatever they do, but to subscribe to predetermine that this being anti-Khasi, anti-Jaintia, anti-Penar, this is a very wrong, sir. Like that day, sir, the honorable member from Nongkrem has subscribed that Jaintia election is because of the election Jaintia is not fair, sir. Sir, if the 8th MDC from Jaintia, the voice of people, VP candidate won, that is because it is not fair. Sir, I will tell him that when he quote about some polling station that they got few votes. Even in my village, sir, there are one polling station where my candidate secured only 17 votes, but the VPP candidate secured more than 300 votes. This is not fair. So to subscribe the Jaintia Khasi is very wrong, sir. When he talked about politics that day, sir, in one polling station in 2018, sir, I scored 10%, sir. Zero nota. No, sir, because he talked about the Khasi Jaintia. Why I come to this? So as a leader, we should not talk about Khasi Jaintia. We should raise a specific thing. And in this context, sir, I totally subscribe, as elaborated by the honorable member from Makarwat, that the statement of the honorable member, MLA and minister from Giant Hills, Kyrmen Shylla, is we should let the people decide that what they want. We should not try to suffocate their voice. So I totally subscribe that this should not be taken as a Khasi, Jaintia or anything. We should take it positively that if the Garo Hills, they see that Mendipathar, they brought the benefit to them. That's why now they want to extend to other part of the state. And we from the Khasi region, since we didn't want that thing where Benihat yesterday, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, he told that if we don't get even 200 crore or so, we have to return. So we from Jingkren, as and when this proposal come from the government of India, as per alignment is saying, if the people like, we should allow, if the people don't like. So what can we do? As our government, the government under the Chief Minister is listen to the people and the good sense to people. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. May I request the Honorable LO, Dr. Mukul Sangma, to take the floor.
Mr. Thank you for giving me this time to participate in this short duration discussion tabled by Honorable Member from Maulai, Sri Bright Starwell Marbanyang, under Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I felt that it is necessary for me to be able to speak also. I think somehow or other, this whole perception which revolves around and the resultant narrative that it generates are not in sync with the core values with which our forefathers, our predecessors, our ancestors have agreed to come together and achieve the shared desired goal of having this beautiful state. We will have differences which should revolve around political differences. But I think with pain and grief in my heart, I feel that we need to correct our course of narrative which is being generated. We are all responsible leaders, and we owe responsibility towards our people, towards our generation next. And we cannot quantify the quantum of responsibility with which we must walk the talk when we talk about bringing together the spirit of oneness amongst our people. I think all our Garo, Khasi, Zaintia, and the rest have known this value of coming together to ensure that our sense of oneness gets further deep-rooted. It is now for us to carry it forward. We will have differences. We will have sometimes, we may be prompted to react, respond, but in the fitness of things, when certain statements are carried by media, it is always necessary also to respond to that. A rebuttal is important also to give clarity. Otherwise, like our honorable member from Maukurwat has expressed his perception that it might have been not with any negative intent though. But then sometimes we are also misquoted. And it is in the fitness of things to always be on guard, lest whatever we say is misinterpreted in the manner which can have its serious ramification. And ramification which really affect the sense of oneness and our unity. I think that is something which we must avoid. We had to come together to create that sense of oneness. Garo party, Khasi party, Zaintia party, these are also things. These are racial. These are racial. These are considered as something which is not inconsistent with the law of a civilized society. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, this particular issue has been brought into the House, but I think wisdom must prevail. We must love one another. I think we should take pride in being, people belonging to one particular faith, where if we go by Romans chapter 13, verses 8, 9, 10, it will speak for itself. May I request all of us to read that and guide our thoughts in the right direction. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, the matter has been brought, but I think it should be something which should be a discussion which should infuse the sense of realization for ourselves. That as we move forward, we move with a sense of responsibility of shouldering, uniting our people and leave behind this legacy of unity, oneness, love one another. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Have you given your name? I think my name, the next one is Nuzul Kisingo. You can speak after him because his name is already here. You may take your time after this. Nuzul Kisingo, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to take part in this short duration discussion which was brought by Bright Starwell Marbanyang MLA. I'm very much against this short duration discussion which was brought by Bright Starwell. So, sir, first of all, as we all know, sir, that railway connection is very important. The railway connection, as has already been mentioned, it has reached to almost each and every part of the state in our country, sir, except even in our Meghalaya also, in Mendipathar. We know it is very important, sir, because once a railway comes, it will generate employment. It will also reduce the cost of transportation. And so many benefits that we are getting once a railway line comes, sir. But from the party side, sir, from UDP, even though we understand that railway line is very much needed, but we have already decided we must go as per the people's point of view, sir. It is not that once the party decided, that will be the final. That will be the final decision. Even though we have decided, but it is the final decision, we leave it to the people or to the public, what is their final decision. So, even though from the party, sir, we subscribe to the idea, as has already mentioned by Honorable MLA from Maulai, sir, but right, the VPP also, they subscribe the idea of having a good strain in our state. We from the party also, sir, we subscribe the same idea, provided that very stringent measures should be there, should be in place to check that no illegal influx should come in our state once this railway line is brought to our state. But as I've already mentioned earlier, sir, this is all depend on the people's point of view, sir. Whether they need it or not, we have to go as per the people's point of view. So as a representative from Jaintia Hill, sir, our people has the right to decide what they want and what they don't. And the statement that was made by our Honorable Minister, Kyrmen, Shylla, sir, it has nothing to do with politics, sir. We never ever had that kind of idea where Jaintia or Panar is different or Khasi or Langam is different. We as a party, I subscribe with the idea that has already been stated by Arden. We are one, sir. We are united. But there's some point which we Jaintia people need to stand and decide on our own. And it's really strange, sir, from the VP side, everything in this very simple statement, they term it as a divisive politics. So let me just bring to the knowledge of this House, sir, this statement that has made, that was made by Honorable Minister has nothing to do with politics, sir. This is purely what the people of Jaintia Hills want, sir. If they want the railway to come to Clariot, let it be. If the people of Jaintia decide they are against the railway line. We are with the people, sir. So this has nothing to do with this divisive politics. We are totally stand on the ground that we are with the people of the Jaintia. Let them decide what they want. So with this very few submissions, sir, I would like to thank you once again. I resume my seat, sir.
Okay, Dilbert, you may speak now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise to support the short duration brought by Honorable Member Bob Brightstar Marvaniang. I don't want to lengthen my speech, and I want to go straight to the point. In fact, this is not an issue to discuss about whether we want railway or we doesn't want railway. So, you know, I try always myself to convince what is black, what is white, what is wrong, and what is right. And it was really the sentiment, the speech made by Honorable Member Kyrmen, Shylla. I will not subscribe with what our respected Honorable Member Norgorki Sungo, that he was mentioning about we as a voice of people party, mentioning about the divisive politics. We are not so much concerned about that divisive politics, but we are very much concerned about divisive community. We don't want to see that the community are being divided by any means. Maybe because of any interest arises. As I mentioned yesterday, that it's time not to talk about politics, but it's time to talk about policy. So I'm here to express my strong condemn for these very speeches made by Kyrmen, Shylla. The hurt, the sentiment of the people are large, and it gives a space to a divisive community. I don't have any other say. It's a small, humble suggestion to the Honorable Minister, because we don't know the real intention. What does he mean by saying these words? If it is in my place, I would like to remind, as I have been compelled myself during the time when I faced the Honorable Judge, the Honorable Chief Justice of the Honorable High Court. I told them in front that I'm ready to tender my apology if 100 times, 1,000 times, or lakhs times, but I will not giving up to fight for the cause. So I will not lengthen my speech. Just a few, just a simple request to you, Honorable Minister. Just say a word, I'm so sorry. For that very words, that is that no outsider, he himself know better. What does he mean, outsider? Whom he mean, outsider? If it is in my, if it is, I'm in your place, I would have done that. This chapter is closed. It's up to you. This is only a few expression for my end. With these very few words, Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you. for this opportunity.
So, Minister in charge to reply, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, a lot of points have been mentioned about this particular short duration discussion, and I thank the honourable member for bringing this short duration discussion. At the same time, I thank the members for participating in it. But surely this short duration has become a long duration discussion. And we have a very long reply to the governor's address and debate, and even a longer speech of the on the budget speech. I think today will be the longest budget speech that we may have, and I'll explain later, sir. So therefore, I'm happy that we are able to hear the concerns that our members have put. Sir, without going into the details of the facts about the different railway lines that are or were proposed in the state, because all these numbers are here in front of me, I don't want to take the time of the House to go into those facts. I'd like to come straight to the issue that is there in front of us. Sir, number one, this discussion has taken place at more informal level with many stakeholders, many leaders, citizens, to get a feedback as to what would be the right way to move forward. And this, of course, has got a lot of divergent views, if I may. And obviously, there are a lot of sentimental issues attached with this entire issue of railway connectivity. And as a government, we have been very, very clear from day one that keeping the sentiments of the people in mind, as mentioned by Honourable Minister, a member for Mokurwat and other members, we have been very clear that we will only move forward with these projects after detailed consultation with the stakeholders and getting a general consensus as to how we should move forward. And at this point in time, so let me also inform the House that the suggestion that was given to us a few days back by the Leader of Opposition is maybe one of the right suggestions to move forward. That we will call different political parties, we will call different stakeholders, let us discuss. Let us put all the facts in front. Let us put all the possibilities in front. Sometimes I'm always very big fan, I should say, of this word. Sometimes when we negotiate, we end up negotiating based on position. That this is the position I take and I will not move from it. Whereas negotiations or discussions should take place based on issues. So, is it the railway that we're against? Because if we say that, then that's a position we're taking. But whereas the issue is not railways, the issue is influx. And therefore, it is only when we bring people together can we move from this position of negotiating on positions and coming to discussion on issues. And find a way whether we can actually address all the issues concerned by taking a different position compared to what position we had earlier. And that's the basic rule of negotiations.
And therefore, I think this it'll be a very positive way, and I would like to share that we will be calling a meeting, number of meetings. We will get our stakeholders together. Let us put everything on the table. Let us try to discuss, thrash out issues, and see if there is a possibility for us to move forward. So this I would like to state, sir, as a general statement in terms of all the railway connectivity in the state. Sir, I also would like to state this, and this is something that will be one of the important points that we'll mention while the meeting happens. And I'll say it now because the whole state is listening. That Government of India, sir, has now moved the proposals for railway connectivity to every corner of the state, to almost all the state capitals. We may be one of the few or maybe the only one left today which will be left without a rail connectivity. Sir, it's not like a warning that I'm trying to say, but it's a fact that I'm trying to mention. That maybe if we miss this bus, I don't know when this opportunity will come again. And maybe we're looking at 20 years, 30 years down the line, when we look back and say, well, should we have thought of it in a different way? So I think it's very important that we realize the gravity of the situation. Yes, while we look at the different concerns, which are very genuine in terms of the different issues related with influx and infiltration, can we find a way forward to be able to meet all the needs and address all the issues and yet not lose out on this very, very important economic development that will be an important game changer for trade, for business, for our entrepreneurs, for our farmers of the state, sir. So this is one thing that I would like to state. Sir, when we were not able to move forward with the project in Bernihat and the Shillong project, the Honorable Minister and I had sat down about a year or couple of years back. And he discussed about the rest of the connectivity in the rest of the state. That's how this discussion actually started, sir. At that point in time, I said, well, sir, if you're open to this discussion, I can explore the possibility by engaging with our people and find out what is the feeling of the people at the grassroots level. And that's when, sir, the discussion, obviously, sir, I'll start with MLAs because MLAs are the elected representatives and they connect with me directly. That I mentioned this point to the elected members of Jente Hills, of rest of Khasi Hills, and the rest of the state, that is Garo Hills. And I shared that there is a possibility that government may be open to reappropriating the funds that have been sanctioned or allotted to this purpose for a different route. So I'm not saying it is going to happen, nor am I saying that we will do it, but can we at least ask and start the process? So this is the background with which this particular discussion started, sir. And the Honorable MLAs had discussed, and I'm sure in the process of this discussion, somewhere the Honorable Member must have made these statements. Sir, let me be very clear. The government's view is the government's view. And I think that is what matters. What matters is what the Chief Minister says as the head of the government and what the government spokesperson says. And I think that is what we should be focusing on. And I have made the government stand very clear today. Therefore, sir, for us at this level to be focusing on one word or two words and then trying to dig into it and then discussing it over and over again, sir, I think it's beyond the level, I guess, of what this house should be into. Is it an issue? We can discuss it at a different level, sir, and maybe the honorable members can discuss and talk about it. But I think here, as mentioned by our member from Settleburg, that we are talking about policies out here, sir. And therefore, I think as a policy matter, we'll focus on how we should move forward. And as Chief Minister, sir, and as the head of the government, I would like to focus on that aspect, and I would like to clarify the stand of the government, what we are here for and what is our statement, what is our stand. And as I said, for us, yes, the railway project is important. Yes, we feel it will be a very important economic development for the state. And yes, we will be losing out if we're not able to move forward. But we will only move forward when we are able to consult and take the stakeholders on board and get a general sense so that we are able to move in a positive manner forward. Therefore, this discussion can only happen once we start engaging with the stakeholders. And as suggested by the Leader of Opposition, I would want to take that route of calling the different political parties and the different stakeholders. At the same time, sir, I subscribe to the speech that was given by our Leader of Opposition today. He is the most senior person in the House, person who has seen this House through different ups and downs, debates and discussions. And of course, in his speech, he had mentioned about the fact that at certain points, the House must maintain its decorum. The House must maintain its standards. I know that we'll be very emotional about many things. And I know we will tend to make personal comments. But Meghalaya Assembly has always been known for maintaining high decorum, sir. The Governor's address always starts with that. So I would join, in fact, the Leader of Opposition to appeal to all the members. Let us rise above our individual issues that are there. They may be important at a personal level, individual levels, that's fine. But I think at the end of the day, we have to see where we are, what this House is meant to do, move forward in a constructive and in a positive way, and ensure that we discuss matters in a way that will maintain the dignity and decorum of this House. There are so many things that were said. I'm not going to, sir, again, bring down the decorum by trying to reply to those issues. So I'm not going to touch on that. My main point being that we are here to serve the people of the state, to ensure that we are able to move the state forward and protect our people and our state. And with that objective in mind, we are moving forward, and that is the objective and the principle that is also driving us to take the decisions and the way we take the decisions in this government, sir. So with these few words and clarifications, I would like to resume my seat. Thank you, sir.